Hello, YouTube. For about the last 48 hours, I haven't slept. My only thoughts have been, it's a small world after all. Constantly cycling through images of death and violence and decay and destruction and degeneracy and inhumanity. And I was trying to figure it out. I was racking my brain trying to understand why. Why is this song stuck in my head, first of all? And second of all, why is it producing these terrible, horrible nightmares in my mind? These nightmarish images that just won't leave. And then I realized it was so simple. So simple the entire time. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. Don't you get it? It's an Illuminati theme song. It's an Illuminati anthem. Now let me walk you through this here.
So, it should be, common sense by now, but in case you've been living under a rock or something, Walt Disney was definitely Illuminati. He is a brainwasher for the Illuminati, and his cartoons basically have destroyed the minds of the youth of America. And this isn't just my opinion. Some really intelligent people online have done some really, really deep research on this, and they found symbols all over Disney. So wake up, sheeple. Wake up, sheeple. It's right in front of your faces. So, according to Wikipedia, It's a Small World is the single most performed and translated piece of music on Earth. So there has to be some significance to this song. That's why I'm telling you, it is the Illuminati anthem of how they took over the world. Let's go step by step through the verses, and I'll show you how. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. This is clearly referencing the brainwashing, distracting, entertainment media of Hollywood and the news, always trying to keep us at surface level, inane emotions of laughing at things or crying about dramas and getting into all the bullshit that distracts us from the real issue, which is that the Illuminati is oppressing and controlling us. That is just the tip of the Illuminati iceberg, my friends. If we go one line further, we go one level deeper. This line states in absolutely no ambiguous terms that it is a world of hopes and a world of fears. Does that sound familiar to anybody? If you've had your eyes open, you should have realized that these are the strings by which they control the world. This is the carrot and the stick by which they manipulate the masses into following them. I mean, if this isn't blatantly obvious to you, you're just a sheep and you're asleep and you need to wake up, okay? So, hopes and fears? Hopes and fears, anybody? It's all over. Hopes and fears are everywhere, and they are manufactured to control you. Whether it's Bernie Sanders giving us the hope of free education and high minimum wage and free healthcare, while also giving us, of course, the fear of Wall Street and evil corporations, or if it's Trump giving us the hope of financial recovery and jobs for everybody, but based on the fear of the immigrants coming into the country, taking these jobs supposedly. Do you guys even know history? This is like one of the oldest tricks in the book. Whenever a society is going to shit, the people who are in charge of it, the people who are actually responsible for that society, which is the government, will always point the public's attention to some external or intangible threat that they themselves usually invent, and get them to blame anybody but the people who are actually in charge. And if you still aren't sure about who's in charge, well, the song itself answers the question for you in the next lyrics. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. I mean, could they be any more blatant? Could they be any more arrogant in rubbing it into the face of the public? I mean, this is clearly bragging about the fact that they have globalized the entire world, that they have homogenized world culture, that they control all of the entertainment, they control all of the governments, they control all of the banks, they control all of the media and industries and corporations, and it's a small world because they've made it so. They control everything. But you know, it hasn't always been like this. There used to be a whole wide range of diverse cultures and nations and peoples who were sovereign and self-determined. And because of that, because the mountains divided and the oceans were wide, we were able to develop that distinct uniqueness between nations and cultures and people, which made humanity so rich. But no longer. It is all in the hands of one small group now, the Illuminati. So when they say it's a small world after all, you can imagine them, wink wink nudging each other, saying, haha, could never be done before, but we've done it, boys. We've conquered the world. And the reason they were able to do it was because they were deceitful and covert about it. And they used these manipulative tools that I'm telling you about in this video, that this song is telling you about, that this song gives praise to. I mean, just look at these guys. They're creepy as fuck. I don't think anyone would ever talk to them if they didn't have the money they had. So of course they're going to be deceitful and manipulative from behind the scenes using their wealth. They aren't conquerors. They don't ride in on a horse. They aren't proud of what they're doing. These guys are creeps. So, I honestly can't believe how obvious they've made this brainwashing anthem. The Illuminati are just up in your face with this mind control propaganda. And I know what the purpose of it is, too. The purpose of it is so that when billions of people finally have it revealed to them that the Illuminati has conquered the earth and established a one-world government system, and that we're all under the global domination of just these fucking financial bankers, what do you think people will say? How do you think they will react? I'll tell you. They'll say it's a small world after all. And they'll just fucking go with it. Unbelievable brainwashing. So I guess all we can do at this point is just make sure our kids don't listen to this song. Make sure you stop playing this song for your children, for your children's sake, okay? That's the only takeaway that I want from this video. And fucking think of the children.